Hey everyone, welcome back. A YouTube user, Dr. Spliffhead, asked about hydro dipping Hot Wheels, a process I'm working on. In the meantime, I thought it would be fun to do a similar process called paint swirling. So I have a Matchbox bus here that I want to turn into a hippie bus. This process works best on cars that have a large surface area, like this bus. So I already have the rivets drilled out, so I can take this one apart and remove the paint with aircraft paint remover. Once the paint is removed, you're ready to go to the next step, the actual swirl painting. You'll only need a few things: enamel paint, I'm using testers here, a small container that the car body can fit in submerged, some toothpicks, and some enamel thinner. So here's where things get fun. Open each of the paint pots and add a few drops of the enamel thinner, and then stir with the toothpick. Then fill your container with water about ½ inch from the top. Once the water settles, slowly begin dropping paint on the surface of the water. You must use enamel paint for this to work, as it won't mix with the water. Keep placing paint on the surface until the entire surface is full of paint. Then, using a toothpick, begin slowly stirring the paint together. Interesting patterns will emerge. Once you have the pattern you like, you can then dip the car. You'll need to dip the car upside down. Start from one end of the vehicle and move to the other. You'll need to go slow so no air bubbles get trapped between the paint and the body. Once the entire body has been submerged, hold the body under the water and then grab a paper towel and use it to remove the excess paint from the water surface. Once all the paint is out of the way, you can lift the car out of the water. If you like the way everything looks, you can set the car aside and let it dry. If you don't like it, you can use the enamel thinner or dip the car into acetone to remove the paint and start over. Here's how mine turned out after I let it dry. I could at this point spray the bus with an enamel clear coat, but I want this bus to look much older, so I'm going to spray it with a enamel matte clear coat instead. The matte clear coat works well to blend everything together and smooth out the effect. The next thing I'll do is airbrush the underside with a brown color to give the effect of driving down dirt roads. I will also go ahead and paint the wheels and the base with this light brown color. The last thing I'll do is use some of the weathering powders to age the bus. I will add some light rust to the corners and use the black weathering powder on the roof and around the hood and grille. Now I'm not going into great detail on the weathering effects, as I've done tons of videos showing this, and this video is really just about the paint swirling. After I finish with the weathering, I paint in the headlights and then clear coat the bus one more time to protect my work. And here's the bus after everything dried. I have some other plans on how to use this process for other effects in future videos, so if you like it, let me know below and I'll get to work on those particular videos. Also, there are tons of other videos out there with people painting all sorts of things using this process, so be sure to check them out. I know people will be asking, so I'll just go ahead and say here, the second part of my last Mad Max video will be the next video that I put out. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.